Hello, my name is Luke Pavlinek, and this is for my Speech 145 assignment, the Intercultural Competency project, and it is regarding pit bulls and prejudice. So, pit bulls. There is a stigma and a problem. Pit bull type dogs are the most likely to be surrendered in the US, and pit bulls are also the most likely to face euthanasia. Why is that? Well, it is because the stigma and stereotypes. There is no proven greater aggression in these dogs, so why? And also there are breed-specific laws that can cause them to have a harsh connotation. So breed-specific legislation, or BSLs, is when laws regulate or ban owning certain breeds, like pit bulls. Many welfare groups call out these laws as unfair and discriminatory because they are. It targets animals by their appearance, not by their behavior, and it doesn't address the irresponsible ownership of these animals. And there's also home and insurance discrimination. So the owners of these animals are sometimes rejected just because they own pit bulls for certain home insurances, which is pretty crazy, just because the owners of the insurance companies are scared of certain attacks happening with these animals. So restrictions and bans in Europe. Many countries in Europe have restrictions or bans on pit bulls. The Dangerous Dog Act of 1991 bans certain dogs, like namely pit bulls. And there have been other strict rules or regulations in other European countries like Germany, Denmark, Norway, Ireland. And this creates a big rehoming issue because if you're banning these dogs, it creates underground markets and it can cause there to be large amounts of these dogs in shelters, and it can lead to possible euthanasias. The sad truth. According to Dogs Bite in the US, it is estimated that 96% of all BSLs specifically targeted pit bulls. For reference, the second most targeted group was Rottweilers at 13%. That's pretty crazy because that's an 83% difference between the first and the second most discriminated against. So that just puts it into perspective for you. And according to the Pit Bull Coalition in 2023, about 40% of all dogs euthanized in shelters across the US were pit bulls, which is pretty absurd. What can we do? We can replace BSLs with behavior-based laws. Dog behavior, not dog appearance, is what we should focus on. We should also enforce leash laws, anti-chaining rules, and we should use mixed breed instead of pit bulls when trying to get certain dogs adopted, because a lot of people are scared of the name pit bull because of all the stigma and stereotyping that has been done. Instead of breed bans in housing or insurance, we can have someone come and evaluate these dogs and see their behavior and their history rather than just banning them and not taking them under their insurance plan just because they own a pit bull. We can focus on enforcing bans targeting dog fighting and backyard breeding, because the less breeding we have, the less rehoming we have to do, and the less we have to worry about these shelters being overpacked. We can teach owners how to handle their dogs with proper training and socialization, because if you train and socialize these dogs at an early young age, it can take away a lot of these problems. And also, we can highlight positive pit bull stories in the media, because there are so many negative stories in the media about pit bulls attack these people and did this, but yet there's so many positive stories that you really have to dig for, where a pit bull saves someone's life or like stands up and protects someone's house against an invader. And that is all. This isn't just about pit bulls. There are many groups in the world. Anything or anyone, you should not judge them based on their appearance. There's a lot more, and you should never judge a book by its cover.